All right, so how are the teams navigating this long day? Let's check in with Josina Anderson and Sal Paolantonio, who have been with the teams all week at the Mall of Americas. And Sal, we're going to get started with you because all week long, the Eagles have been dealing with a lot of players feeling under the weather. So I'm wondering this morning, what's been the first tweet from Doug Peterson?
Well, Susie, happy Super Bowl Sunday. And just to dovetail off your conversation about the pass rush, one guy that we have to be concerned about, or at least watch, is defensive tackle Timmy Jernigan, who has battled the bug for more than a week, missed 2 days of practices, received IV treatment. He was a full go at practice on Friday, and Doug Peterson told me yesterday that he's fine, but it bears watching late in the game. I had a one-on-one conversation with Doug Peterson in the team hotel last night, and I wanted to know how he would channel his father Gordon's aggressiveness. His late father was his mentor and football coach and always told him to be aggressive. And here was the conversation we had.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about him and wishing he was here and all of that, and just kind of remembering those conversations and those thoughts. But I've got to maintain that. I've got to I need to be me too. Same thing I keep talking to the players about all the time, and I'm probably speaking to myself more than anything. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to stay aggressive.
One of the things that's going on behind the scenes that I can tell you is that Carson Wentz, who's been on injured reserve since December, has been working side by side with Nick Foles, as well as the other players on injured reserve. Jason Peters, Darren Sproles, Jordan Hicks, go down the list. Working side by side with these teammates to get them ready for this game. And I asked Carson Wentz, if Nick Foles were to ask you for any advice going into this game, he said he would tell them, you know what, at the end of the day, it's just football, and go out and play. Josina Anderson's with the Patriots. JoJo, what do you got this morning?
Thanks, Sal. Well, Patriots quarterback Tom Brady says that he goes through many different emotions on Super Bowl Sunday. He said in the final days before the big game, he admitted this week that he actually does get anxious and nervous, even though it's his 8th straight trip to the Super Bowl, because he says that I'm just trying to get out there and achieve our goal. And in the final hours on the big day, he says that's when I'm trying to get rest because I know it's a long day and I can feel a calm building. So I asked Tom Brady, what are the personal moments of adversity that you try to pull on to actually pull you through the critical times in the game? And he said to me, when you're losing, I think, what's the worst that you can do because you're already losing? So he said, that's when I get relaxed and think this is a great opportunity to pull out a comeback victory. That's what people remember. But Tom Brady said you can't sleepwalk because that's when you get your butt kicked. So you have to bring that emotion, all of the emotion that is that one experiences on Super Bowl Sunday, like Tom Brady. Adam?
Thanks very much, Joe. When the Philadelphia Eagles were considering signing a backup quarterback last March, and the owner, Jeffrey Lurie, and general manager, Howie Roseman, heard the numbers involved on Nick Foles, 2 years, $12 million, they balked at it. But in the end, the conversation came back to one question. If we had to have Nick Foles win one game for $12 million, could he do it? And they thought the answer was yes. And so today, going back to that conversation, Nick Foles has a chance to pay off on the feeling that Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman had about him last March, that he would be worth starting one game for the $12 million, $7 million guaranteed. Nick Foles starting today, Morton.
And for the Patriots going into this game, there's been 5 Super Bowl championships, 7 Super Bowl appearances. The 2 constants, Bill Belichick, the coach, and the quarterback, Tom Brady. We've heard a lot about tension. We've heard a lot of chatter. I was alarmed somewhat the past week and a half when I've been asked by NFL executives and coaches who asked me, are you sure this is not the last game for Bill Belichick and Tom Brady together as they, again, seek another leg of their history? I guarantee you this, their focus isn't on that. It's on the Philadelphia Eagles, Susie.
All right, we are off and running with our full cast.